Okay, welcome fans from around the world. It's the race for the White House, and we're looking at the Democrats versus Republicans, particularly now that Joe Biden has stepped down and endorsed his vice presidential candidate, Kamala Harris. And with me to discuss that this evening is Mustafa Jinadu. Mustafa, you're very welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I want to say something. Biden, it's time to show some respect for Biden. What I mean is I'm against Biden. I think he's responsible for a lot of the violence in the Middle East and the ridiculous war in between Ukraine and Russia. And he's a ruthless capitalist. But one thing I would say about Biden is that Biden has been a senator since 1970s or 80s. And those years he's an adult. What I mean by he's an adult, would you agree with me? Biden doesn't say something on TV that can insult someone or that can make them get angry.
Yes,
You get my point?
he's an experienced politician.
That's the word. He's an experienced politician. Kamala Harris, nah. Uh, she used connections to get to the top, and she was a lawyer. And when she's on TV, I remember Kamala Harris was talking about people dying in Poland during the war, and she said, "It's so sad that you died." She laughed because she was nervous, not because she's wicked. She laughed because she was nervous.
Yeah.
Trump is an actor. Trump is an actor, and I think Trump, at least he also knows how to shake hands with people like he shook hands with Kim Jong-il. But what I'm saying, and would you agree with me? It seems like every year, because we thought George Bush was bad, every year American politics seems to become more and more where it looks like America is like a country in which the children are at home and there's no adults in the house. What I mean is that the presidency, the leaders of the country are not leaders, and the country is running wild. It's running wild based on things like what I send you posts on crime and everything. And they're worried about who's going to be president. But the world is running wild. They're pushing too much money into Russia. They're pushing too much money into Israel, which is killing people in Palestine. And on top of that, they're not addressing issues. It seemed like it's become like popularity, like when we were in secondary school. Vote for me because I look good, or vote for me because I'm funny. But meanwhile, there's no adults in the house. Or it's like driving a car and you're in the car with your dad and your dad goes to sleep and there's nobody behind the wheel. That's what America is like now. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. He doesn't have the requisite experience. What she's just trying to use is rhetoric, to try and lure the young progressives to her side.
Yes, yeah, she has no experience and nothing. And also, even though I'm leaning more towards Trump, also the thing about Trump is that he's going to continue this Israel thing. So what I'm saying is that both of these people are dangerous for different reasons. She has no experience, and he is very calculated and has an agenda. Continue. Sorry, Afolabi.
Yeah, but because it's based on whatever it is that Trump does, because I know that Trump too will not in any way, shape, or form support Hamas against Israel, but at least he will apply a little bit of tact, knowing fully well that the relationship is already fractured. I mean, today I heard that the Hamas top-ranking leader was
assassinated
assassinated
by Israel. By Israel.
by Israel. So now that's going to raise tensions significantly. And all throughout this period, the Democrats have been sponsoring Israel to bully Hamas, and a lot of people have died. And it has made it difficult for immigrants in the United States of America who are of Palestinian descent, especially students, to cope with that. So it's going to be very, very difficult. I don't know how Kamala Harris and the Democrats are going to shift the
Let me
game.
be real with you.
Yeah.
I don't see Kamala Harris dealing with it. I think she will just ignore it as if it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
She'll pretend it's like someone telling you have cancer and you just don't, or you think you have cancer, but you feel
just
if you don't go
it,
to the doctor,
you wish it away.
you wish it away. Yeah, Kamala Harris is a dreamer. No, she's not even a dreamer. She doesn't think about these things. As long as she has her money. And so continue finishing your line of thought about that.
Yeah, and
because we have some serious issues.
Her handling of immigration issues, particularly her role in addressing root causes of migration from Central America, was seen as very ineffective, especially her statements and actions. Democrats and Republicans were really wondering whether she had actually seen what occurs at the border. Her record as a
no, she doesn't.
Yeah, and her record as a prosecutor shows that she actually, convicted more Black people as attorney.
Yes.
than whites, you
And
know.
she ignored doctored evidence and just ignored
Yes,
it.
and she
She
ignored
just
doctored
ignored it.
evidence. So, and especially including prosecutions for minor crimes, opposing decriminalization measures, fighting against reforms in criminal justice system. So it's going to be hard for her to preach against all these things. All the
No, no.
Black people, they see her as a typical anti-Black person, even though she's one. So how she's going to do
And
it,
can I
I
make
don't know.
another statement, which is
Yeah,
very
go ahead.
important? Kamala Harris, her dad is from the islands and her mother is Indian. Obama, his dad is from Kenya. African Americans suffered as slaves, and to this day, they haven't seen someone in politics who comes from their population. Kamala Harris didn't. None of her descendants are people who were oppressed in America. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing with Obama, and we now. I'm not speaking for Black Americans, but they can see through it. She has no connection to the culture, and what she did when she was a district attorney as a lawyer, remorseless putting of Black people in jail. So now we're going to
Yes.
pivot. The Democratic Party, um, under Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, put a lot of Black people in jail. They also stole a lot of money from Haiti when Haiti had the earthquake, and they said we're going to fix the country and took it for themselves. So the point I'm making is that the Democratic Party looks to be very like almost charlatan.
Oh,
Now I'm
yeah,
going to go
sure.
back to Biden. I can say a lot of things about Biden, but he didn't have this level of corruption. It's just that he's corrupt, but it doesn't seem like he was aggravating Black people as much as the people that we would expect not to aggravate us. People like um Kamala Harris. What is your thoughts? Yeah.
And you see, judging by common economic indices like inflation, unemployment rates, and government
Yeah.
spending, the Democrats are not doing very well at all. You know,
Yeah.
taxes
No, no.
are being used for foreign campaigns that is affecting, you know, people in America are having their money taxed, and then they're sending it to Ukraine to help them fight against Russia, are sending it to support Israel against Hamas. And then in the area of healthcare too, most democratic policies are not going down well with the vast majority of the populace in America. So basic
No, no.
economic indices too do not necessarily
Yeah.
favor the Democrats.
Thank you. So I'm going to pivot on that. And this is why Black American males, not so much females. I think a lot of, but males, Black males, I don't think their right move is to go to Trump, but they're going to Trump because they don't see the Democratic Party as doing anything that's changing the conditions of Blacks. But they came as a socialistic party that would help Blacks. When we're looking at the Black male in the U.S., their quickest way of making a survival and living is through crime and drug sales because we don't have the infrastructure in Black neighborhoods. The Democratic Party came as a representative of that. So they feel betrayed. And at least with Trump, Trump is saying, let's make America great. Let's put embargoes on China. I don't agree with any of those things, but it seems like Trump cares about, I'm not saying he does, but at least he panders to poor white people. And Black middle class are seeing that, look, if that infrastructure improves generally within the country, it won't. But if it does, it's a better choice for us. We're tired of the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party stands for identity. Oh, I'm Black, or I'm gay, or I'm female, but it doesn't talk about economics and about social justice to
Oh
reform
yeah,
what happened to Black
yeah,
people. But what
yeah.
makes them evil? What makes them evil is that they came with that angle. They came and told the Black people, we are your friend and we want to help you and we want to increase your lot. No. So what I'm trying to say is that even though the Republican Party is openly, I won't call them racist, but openly bigoted, a lot of Black males now respect them because at least they say what they mean and what they mean what they say, and
Of
they take
course,
an
they are not
America first,
deceptive. They are not deceptive like the
and also they take an
Democrats.
America first stance. And Black
Sure.
Americans, I don't consider myself American, but a lot of Black Americans who do believe that if America comes first, I will come first too. So I can understand their reasoning.
And
Take us out.
statistically, if you look at crime rates, Democrat-led cities and states have a higher, you know,
Higher crime
statistics,
and higher,
crime rates,
especially amongst Blacks, and worse conditions
especially
amongst
among
Blacks.
Blacks. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Blaming democratic policies for the increase. So basically,
Yeah, well, they've opened the border, and the reason they opened the border is because a lot of people who come in will vote for the Democratic Party. But right now, there's a crisis with the U.S. economy, and a lot of Black people are seeing this in Chicago and New York. So in Chicago, some of the schools were closed, and the Black kids had to go home for schooling because they opened the schools up for immigrants because there was no place for the immigrants to stay. So they said, Edja, you guys go home and do school from home. We have to help the immigrants. So Black people in America are now seeing that the government is spending, especially the liberal governments, spending money on these immigrants coming, but they tax Black people in America, don't give them any break, and don't deal with any of our problems, such as police violence amongst us,
even their
drug
so-called
violence,
energy
poverty.
policy they spend so
Yeah.
much money on that energy policy, and it's affecting unemployment, and inflation is adding to inflation. There's some kind of
Yeah, and it's
energy
affecting Black and white.
black
Black
and
and
white,
white.
yes.
But a lot of the elite Democrats who have PhDs or work for oil companies or work for law firms and things, they don't see the economic pinch. So they think, oh, I love the Democratic Party. But a lot of poor white people and middle class white people and a lot of middle class Black people and poor Black people are angry. And once again, I'm not saying the answer is to vote for the Republicans, but they're taking their anger out against the Democrats and the liberal movement and the neoconservative movement, which runs America.
There's
And I
even a
promise you,
suspicion. There's a suspicion they might increase taxes for middle class Americans.
oh yeah, they want to do that. And here's my thing. And then billions are going to Ukraine and then also going to Israel to bomb children in Palestine. Let me tell you something,
Imagine.
man. I'm not going to go to work and work my ass off, try to take care of my son, and my money is going to go kill children. No, the Democrats have to go. They have to go. Last thoughts are Falabi. Yeah.
Okay, so basically it's heating up. It's just around 100 days to the race. I don't think there will be a debate anymore. Donald Trump has declined. And it's on that note that we're going to stop today, but we shall be coming up with updates on the race for the White House. And from me, Afalabi and Mustafa Jinodu, like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful evening.
And road to the White House. Don't vote or vote for Trump. Send the Democrats a message. I'm just joking. Vote for whoever you want. I like your shirt, Afalabi. Any last thoughts at all? Anything else you wanted to add? Yeah.
Nothing at all. I don't have a
Nothing.
slant. I'm not a Democrat
Your
and
your
I'm not a
your
Republican.
guy is
I
Ben.
just
Your
want
guy is
good
Ben.
governance. I want good governance
What's your
for the
name?
United
What's your
States.
guy's name? Ben. What's it? Ben.
Ben Carson. Ben Carson.
Yeah, Ben. Vote. You can still vote for Ben Carson. You know you can vote for him.
The
You don't.
retired
If you just write his name on
neurosurgeon.
paper.
I like him so
You
much.
write it on paper. Okay, so Afalabi, thank you very much. I'll see you again tomorrow. This is Global Politics coming out of Lagos, Nigeria, and me in America, but I'm a Nigerian. But I'm just here to pass the message to Lagos to bring it back to our followers in the U.S. and in Africa. Thank you very much, Afalabi. Okay.
All right.